And we're back with some more FHM 9 historical challenges. And in this one, we are going to do the 1982-83 Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins' collapse in 1982-83 brought no relief from the draft, the team having swapped first-round picks with Minnesota early in the season. Not surprisingly, they finished last again, but this time they held on to their pick and chose Mario Lemieux, a center who put up an astonishing 282 points in the Quebec League. Thus began a decades-long run as one of the NHL's elite teams. To beat the challenge, win a Stanley Cup at least 2 years earlier than the historical Penguins by the end of 1988-89. Challenge accepted. Alright, here we go. We're at the start of year number 1. We are on July 1st, 1984. I thought it'd be 82 since, it was talk about 82, 83 in the description of the challenge. But let's take a look at our roster to see what we're working with here. We have Heron and Romano in goal. Seems like they're going to be our two main guys to start out. You also have Brian Ford, 22 years of age, 2.5-star potential at half-star ability. And then you have Michel Dion, who is half-star ability, half-star potential, 30 years of age, not too concerned with him. On defense, you have Mo Mantha, very good offensive defenseman, it looks like. You have Kevin McCarthy, a 2-star ability. 18-year-old Doug Bodger, 3-star potential, 1.5-star ability. Then you got Rod Buskus, defensive defenseman, 23 years of age, 1.5-star ability and potential. Then you have Randy Hillier, 2-star potential at 24 years of age, should be able to hold his own. Greg Hotham, 1.5-star ability, doesn't look like there's anything too special about him. Brian Maxwell, good defensive defenseman, 28 years of age, 1.5-star ability. Then Todd Charlesworth, 19 years of age, 1.5-star potential. Could be a decent replacement defenseman, especially if we need someone to fill an offensive role in the back end. Marty McSorley, 21 years of age, 2.5-star potential. Checking and hitting already up there. Mental ratings are up there, physical ratings up there. And then Norm Schmidt is the last notable here. 21 years of age, 1.5-star potential. And then at forward, 18 years of age, Mario Lemieux, 22 puck handling, literally off the charts. 21 offensive read. Physical ratings are phenomenal. Mental ratings are phenomenal. Defensive ratings are even okay. So safe to say the cornerstone of this franchise for some time. Mike Bullard, 23 years of age, 4.5-star ability. Looks like he will be a solid number 2 center. A good 1-2 punch down the middle with him and Lemieux. Doug Shedden, 3.5-star ability. Looks like a good second line winger possibly. And actually what I'm forgetting to do is checking the personalities here. Just going to make sure that all these guys are guys who I want to keep around long term. So all these guys are fine so far with their personality. Wayne Babick, 3-star winger, good offensive ratings, good physically, 26 years of age. Personality is good. And it's not great, but there's no immediate red flags. Ron Flockhart, 23 years of age, 3-star ability center. Looks like he'll be our third line center. Rick Kehoe, a 32-year-old winger, 3-star ability. Not too great defensively, so definitely going to be used in an offensive role. I'd imagine probably on the second line. Decent mental ratings, decent physically for the most part. With strength was a bit higher. Pat Boutette, 32 years of age, looks like he can play anywhere at forward. 2.5-star ability. Nothing in particular stands out about him. He's got some decent passing and offensive read, but best suited as probably a third liner. Dave Hannon, looks like a defensive center here. Warren Young, 2.5-star winger. Definitely an offensive guy here to be used in the top 6. 28 years of age, so we can't expect him to grow too much more, I wouldn't imagine. Andy Brickley, 2-star ability at 22 years of age. Nothing in particular stands out about him offensively or defensively, but got some decent mental ratings and pretty good physical ratings as well. Ooh, here's a red flag though for Brickley. He might be successful, but he won't be well liked. So that's a red flag for team chemistry. Might have to consider putting Brickley on the trade block. So I'm actually going to do that right now. All right, I've actually been looking back at the defensemen with their personalities, and I see McCarthy's personality is not something I'm a fan of. He has a tendency to disappear when the game is on the line and has some issues handling criticism. So I wouldn't say he's an urgent trade, but I'm going to put him on the trade block anyway. All right, getting back to forwards, you have Bruce Crowder, 2-star ability, 27 years of age, a decent all-around winger. Ooh, if he's on your roster, controversy will follow. All right, he is going on the trade block. Can't have any of that. Then you got Tom Ralston, 2-star winger, 26 years of age. Nothing spectacular about him, but no red flags either with the personalities, so he can stay for right now. Mark Taylor, 26 years of age, 2-star center. Good offensively, it looks like. Mental ratings okay, physical ratings okay. He is a little prone to controversy. I won't add him to the trade block right away though, because that's not as bad as it could be. It's not a terrible personality, but we're going to have to keep an eye on him for sure in regards to team chemistry. And you have Tom Tukey, 23-year-old center, 2-star ability, definitely offensively based. Roger Bellinger at a 1.5-star ability, 2-star potential, 18 years of age. Very well-rounded. Nothing that's particularly low, nothing that's particularly high. Just, he might be the most well-rounded player I've ever seen in this game. My goodness. He's got 15s and 14s everywhere, basically. That is certainly a utility player if I've ever seen one. Personality is not great, though. Gets a little overconfident, may have some issues dealing with adversity, has some issues handling criticism. So I'll give him some time, just given he's 18 and he's, you know, his ratings are pretty good for his age, but we'll have to keep an eye on him for sure. Bob Airy, 19 years of age, 1.5-star ability winger. Very good defensively and good with the mental ratings as well. Could be a good 4th-line checker. Yeah, even his personality is saying his opponents aren't fond of the chippy side of his game. Can be counted on to avoid dwelling on failures. Never any drama surrounding him. So yeah, a very good 4th-line grinder, it looks like. Not to mention young, so definitely want to hold on to him. Steve Gatzos, 1.5-star ability, 23 years of age. Nothing that really stands out about him. Jim Hamilton, 1.5-star ability, 27 years of age. Ted Bully, we're starting to get into the 1-star abilities now. 29 years of age, ratings aren't too impressive, does not perform well in big games. Troy Loney, 20 years of age, so he's a notable. He's got that 2-star potential, even though he's only a 1-star ability. 18 hitting as well, so he could eventually see some 4th-line time for us. A little prone to controversy, but that's the only negative about him, so I think we'll keep him on board. Then you have Gary Rissling, 1-star ability, 1-star potential. Steve Carlson, all right, we're starting to get into those guys now. Dean DeFazio, looks pretty interesting. 21 years of age, 1.5-star potential. Could be a solid depth player in the future. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anyone else of interest here. All right, now a quick look in free agency. Any player we sign here would just be shot in the dark for the most part. Although we can't sign anybody right now anyway, given that we have 50 contracts signed. We would have to make a trade first. Or you know what? I'm just going to buy this guy out. He's not looking too hot there. So with that, we have freed up a spot for a defenseman. And who is it going to be? Considering that we have nothing on any of these guys, it may as well be the youngest one, Nordmark. According to what we currently have on him, only a 1-star ability, but a 2.5-star potential at 21 years of age. So I'm just going based off that because we have literally nothing else to go on. And with that, I think we are all done here in the offseason. I got the coaching staff all set the way I want it. Scouts are signed. Yeah, I think we're good here. All right, so here's what Nordmark is actually looking like. He has a 1-star ability, 2-star potential. Looks like a well-rounded defenseman. Ooh, won't be well liked. That was the risk we took in signing him. we didn't know anything about him, so we just unlocked the personality on his scouting page, and that is not favorable. But it's not like he's gonna be playing in the NHL this year anyways, so I'm going to send him down. Ooh, we have a trade proposal for Brickley. Kent Carlson of the Montreal Canadiens. He's 22 years of age, 1.5-star ability, 1.5-star potential. Some decent ratings all around, really, for 1.5-star ability. Personality's good. One of his strongest suits is his ability to deal with adversity. He gets along well with everyone, and he scores very high on IQ tests. And for someone who we were looking to trade anyway, that's a pretty good offer. That is a pretty good offer. And we were needing defense, right? Yeah, I think I might do that, actually. Gonna see if they'd be willing to add anything more to this. All right, they would do 2 8th-round picks. I can't get a 7th, so let's see if this works. All right, they said no. Then I will remove one of the 8ths, and we'll see what happens. All right, trade accepted. So we got an 8th-round pick coming back in addition to Kent Carlson, who, I mean, I'm liking the way he looks. He certainly should end up being, I would say, our 7th defenseman, maybe even 6th. And all for a guy who I didn't want to keep around anyway, due to his personality, I'd say that's pretty good. Complete trade, there you go. Oh, we got a trade proposal from Winnipeg for Bruce Crowder, 27-year-old forward, who, if he's on your roster, controversy will follow. 19-year-old Andrew McBain. Ooh, okay. 1.5-star ability, 2.5-star potential. What's his personality like? That's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why I shouldn't take this. He's much younger than Crowder. He's got more potential than Crowder. It looks like he might just be an all-around better player. At the very least, in the next year or so, he should be good to go for the NHL. So I'm not even honestly going to counter that offer. That's a really good offer as it is. Complete trade. So of the players that I put on the trade block, only McCarthy is left. So we'll see if we get an offer for him in the next month or so. And 2 days later, we actually do, but it's not a very good one. Tom McMurtry, very underwhelming, so I'm going to reject that. Even if we don't get an offer from McCarthy, I'm all right with keeping him around at least for a little bit because his personality is the worst. Like, it won't cause any team chemistry issues, but still disappearing when the game is on the line is not a favorable trait to have. So I will move him if I get the right offer, but I'm not looking to move him out right away. It's not something that is a priority. So I think with that, we can move on to the preseason of year number 1. Winnipeg really wants Kevin McCarthy here. This is the, I believe, second offer they've sent for him. Yeah, they had an offer last week, and it frankly wasn't too impressive. They sent this guy. Obviously, I declined right away. Now, they're offering Bobby Dallas, a 19-year-old defenseman. Defensive ratings looking pretty good. Even has a 1-star ability, 2-star potential, and his consensus has him at a 3-star potential. So that's interesting. His personality is very good. He has a very high IQ. He handles criticism in a constructive manner, and everyone seems to love him. So nothing wrong with that. And I feel like he'd be a solid defensive defenseman. That being said, I'm not sure if it's quite enough. I want to see if I can discuss this with them. How far is Winnipeg willing to go here? All right, it doesn't look like they're going to be sending any draft picks over, unfortunately. Yeah, not even a 12th. So it's Dallas or bust here, it seems. I'm going to reject one more time. I want to see. I just want to see if they're willing to go further. That's a good offer, but I kind of want a little bit more for Kevin McCarthy. Because he is, despite his personality, a pretty good offensive defenseman. So I would like to see if Winnipeg is willing to go a little bit further for this. But Bobby Dallas is certainly a good player. I would definitely want to keep my eye on him. As far as captaincy goes, I think we all know who it's going to be. Mario Lemieux, there you go. Oh, we have a waiver draft protection list. So here are the players we are protecting, and here are the players that we are not. A bunch of 1-star and a half-star players, so no one I'm too concerned about. And we have the waiver draft. I would like to get some depth at forward here if we can, because frankly, I'm not too impressed with some of these grades here. I mean, I can't imagine we'll get anyone too much better out of the waiver draft, but still. Dave Semenko looks like he would be a really good enforcer there. Yeah, good strength, fighting, aggression, hitting, and checking. 6'3", 215 pounds. Yeah, I'll take him. And it looks like we only get one pick here, so it looks like we are done with the waiver draft. And here's our roster to start year number 1 with the Pittsburgh Penguins. You got Heron and Romano in goal. On defense, you have Mantha, McCarthy, Bodger, Hillier, Maxwell, Carlson, and Buskus. And at forward, you have Lemieux, Bullard, Shedden, Flockhart, Babick, Kehoe, Young, Boutet, Hannon, Taylor, Tukey, Rulston, Semenko, and Belanger. Starting out this GM mode with a terrible major injury already. Mario Lemieux with a broken collarbone for 1 to 2 months. Whoa, Esa Tikkanen has been offered by the Edmonton Oilers in exchange for Kevin McCarthy. He's got a 5-star potential according to consensus there. I mean, we got nothing on him, but let's take a look at his career stats. 8 points so far in the AHL, 68 grade. Infuriating special ability, very irritating to opponents. I don't know, just given the consensus potential, I'm tempted. I am pretty tempted here. I still got my eye on Bobby Dallas. Looks like Winnipeg sent him down. I might have to take this. Even though we know nothing about Tikkanen as far as his ratings and personality goes. I might just take the chance on him, because it's not like McCarthy's doing too well anyway as far as his grade goes. Only a 63 defensive grade, 63 offensive. So we have better defensemen to go to for defensive capability, and we have better defensemen to go to offensively with Mo Mantha there, who's up to a 3.5-star ability now. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Because even if Tikkanen's not a 5-star potential, he's got to be at least close, right? I mean, it can't be that far off. Yeah, I think we need to do this. I don't think I'm going to get a better offer for McCarthy. Complete trade. There it is. All right, Tikkanen. Wow. We got a 5-star potential player on our hands. That is verified 5-star potential. Yep, that is a official 5-star potential player in Esa Tikkanen. Wow. That's great. Personality, let's see. Doesn't let himself get complacent, comfortable with new surroundings. Temper sometimes gets the best of him. That's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, that was a very good trade. I didn't even initiate that. That was the computer. That was entirely the computer who made that offer for Kevin McCarthy. And man, am I glad I decided to wait on that trade for Bobby Dallas, because we ended up getting Esa Tikkanen for it. Now, obviously, he's not ready for the NHL yet. He's only a 1/2-star ability. Still definitely needs some seasoning. But man, that was a big trade for the future of the Pittsburgh Penguins. And now that frees up a spot on defense. Yeah, I guess McSorley. Nordmark didn't impress me too much with the personality there. Yeah, so McSorley come up to the NHL. And with that, I think we're done making big moves for the time being. So with that, let us advance till, I would say December, maybe January, depending on how it goes. We're 2-4 right now, so it's obviously not ideal, but I do want to see how some of the new guys simulate, especially Airy and McSorley. Ooh, That's rough. Marty McSorley out indefinitely with a fractured ankle. Just 7 games into his career, and this is already happening. So it's definitely an unfortunate one for him. Oh man, we got a bunch of injuries up forward. Kehoe, Taylor, Flockhart, Boutet. All right, so we're on December 1st. We are 11-10 on the season so far. That's not as bad as it sounds, as we are currently in 5th in the conference, which puts us in a playoff spot, and 3rd in the division. So could be better, could be worse, but I will certainly take it. Let's see the team stats. We are currently 2nd in goals for per game with a 4.43, and we are currently 2nd to last in goals against per game with a 4.33. So offense good, defense bad. That seems to be the theme here so far. Power play is 4th in the league, 26.2%. And penalty kill, oh wow, 87.3%. So despite a high goals against per game, we have a very good penalty kills. So it seems 5 on 5 is where we're struggling with letting in goals. Let's take a look at the player stats. So in 21 games played, you have Young and Bullard with 41 points each. Then Babbitt with 35, 25 for Mantha, 12 for Bodger and Carlson, 10 for Rulston and Shedden. Remember, we don't have Mario Lemieux. He hasn't played all season yet due to his injury. He should be back soon though. And you have Boutet, who's actually coming back as well. I think that'll be about it for this one. And the next one, we will continue our historical challenge with the 1984 Pittsburgh Penguins.